Good morning, class 10. Sorry, class 10. I'm saying I'm getting into the habit. I was in school. So, sorry, good morning, class 4. How are you guys doing? I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Good morning, class 4. How are you guys doing? I hope you are keeping safe, fine, sound, and healthy and strong. Taking care of yourselves. Diwali is coming, get prepared, pre-Diwali shopping and all that. Then your Chhat Puja is there, oh, what not. So, a lot of fun. And the year is also ending. The year passed so fast, we didn't come to know so much. So, enjoy and do studies as well if possible. You will hear from this year and you'll take it out from that year. It's okay, but it's my job to tell you, I have to tell you. So, today we are again on English. I guess some couple of days I could not record videos. I was very busy with the school part. So today we are on Unit 8 of the course book, the big book. Uh, uh, Page 92, In the Middle of the Night. It's written by one of my favorites. In my childhood, I used to read a lot of books about this lady, Enid Blyton, 1897 to 1968. Is one of the most loved writers of children's stories. She started writing in school and was also fond of outdoor activities and sports. Blyton was very close to her father, and both of them loved gardening and music, theatre and literature. She was encouraged to write by a aunt, school teacher's friend's aunt. School friend's aunt, sorry, school teacher I'm saying, school friend's aunt, the auntie of a school friend. Blyton has written over 600 children's books, which have been translated into more than 90 languages. Some of her famous books include the Famous Five, Noddy, and the Secret Seven series. Famous Five I have read, Secret Seven I have read. Noddy, I was a fan of Noddy. The Noddy used to, that small child, Noddy. Enid Blyton, my mother used to read me stories of Famous Five. My sister used to read me stories about Secret Seven. They're all detective groups. I have forgotten a lot. So, in this story, is in the middle of the night. Julian, Dick, and Annie visit their cousin George. Three people have gone to visit their cousin George for the holidays and are excited at the thought of exploring the nearby Kirin Island. Always a detective thing, very suspense and very adventurous writing she used to do. So they have gone for holidays to their cousin's house, George, and are excited at the thought they are going to go and explore a nearby island, the Kirin Island. But they have to face the cook, Mrs. Stick, her husband, and son Edgar, none of whom are nice to the children. One day, when Mrs. Stick does not feed the children properly for dinner, Julian goes looking for food in the larder. Larder is a place, a bunker type of thing where you keep food in foreign countries. Big cupboard. A room, it's actually a room with a cupboard where food is kept safely from rats and all that. What happens next? Let's see. They have gone to visit, Julian, Dick, and Annie have gone to visit their cousin George for holidays, but they have to face the cook, Mrs. Stick, her husband, and son Edgar. So George stays with them. Julian was very hungry. The thought of good things in the larder made him snap off the light again. Put off the light. And creep towards the larder door. He put off the light and started going quietly towards the larder door in the dark. He opened the door. He felt strong. He felt along the shelves good. He felt like a pie of some sort. He lifted it and sniffed it. It smelt of meat. A meat pie. Good. He felt among the shelf again and came to a plate on which were what he thought must be jam tarts, for they were round and flat and had something sticky in the middle. Well, a meat pie and jam tarts ought to be all right for 4 hungry children. Who are the hungry children? Julian, Dick, Anne, and the cousin George. Julian picked up the meat pie and the dish of tarts and made his way carefully out of the larder. He pushed the door with his foot, then he turned to go out of the room. He closed the door with the leg. Don't we kick the door with the leg from the back if we have something in our hand, and he closed the door. But in the dark, he went the wrong way. He could not find his way, so he went the wrong way. And by bad luck, walked straight into the sofa. That means sofa means it was the drawing room. The dish of tarts got a sudden jerk, and one of the tarts fell off. It landed on the open mouth of the sleeping man and woke him up with a start. Start means you suddenly wake up, you're surprised. What happened? The tart went and fell in his mouth. He was opening his mouth and sleeping like that. The tart went and fell. It's kind of a biscuit, round type of cake biscuit type of thing. It's got a hole in the middle and jam is put inside it. Very tasty. Blow, said Julian to himself. Oh my God. And began to back away quietly. He saw, oh my God. Biscuit has fallen in the open mouth. The man is sleeping. I have to back away. Hoping that the man would turn over and go to sleep again. But the sticky jam tart started going down his chin, It was trickling down. The jam was trickling. And the man sat up with a jerk. Suddenly what happens? Something has fallen on your face, is trickling. The man got up from his sleep and sat up. Who's there? That you, Edgar? What are you doing down here? Julian said nothing, but he just sideways, he tried to move away, sidled towards what he hoped was the door. Again, he thought that I'm going towards the door. The man leaped up and lurched, looking around. He got up from his chair, looking around in the dark. Where is this person? Who is there? He started over to where he thought the light switch was. He started lurching in the darkness, going towards the light switch to put it on to see who is there. He stared in the greatest astonishment at Julian. The light he put on and he saw Julian. Oh my God, with food and all, what's happening? I'll come back in the next video.